Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today's video going to be looking at our really intense games against Codemagic Purple. Just happened a few hours ago, so just reflecting on things. I already watched it back a few times, so already got my thoughts and gathered it and whatnot. So definitely check these games out. These are probably the craziest set of games you'll watch in a very long time. Codemagic Purple, one of the best teams in the world currently. So probably the first, I think it is the first time we've actually faced off against them in throughout the whole monthly finals and qualifiers and whatnot. So I actually look forward to playing them, seeing what they was about, especially with their new teammate Twisty Twick, one of the best players in the world. So it was definitely going to be a really hard 4-out battle. So yeah, let's just jump straight into the first game. Okay guys, so loading into the first game. The bans to note for this, double Sprout bans. So in the world finals, you can actually the monthly finals, you can actually ban the same brawler twice. So normally we always tend to ban Sprout, and the enemy team normally ban Ems and Scrims, so they've decided to go with Sprout again, which doesn't really make too much effect because Ems really isn't too good inside of this map, just because you've got the two long range brawlers. But there, Twisty managing to pinch around well. So I think the thing that went wrong for us inside of this game is Semantic went down pretty early. They got a nice pinch on him, and they actually managed to keep positioning there. They're playing really aggressive, not really too used to Piper and the Brock, playing it so aggressive, both of them just grouping up together, and it was really hard. And then Curse is hard to kill down that left hand side, but now we switch up the matchup. We've got a bit more control now, but it's going to be hard with Twisty with all the gems in the middle there. So Tom with a nice super to push Twisty back. So the main kind of objective here is to try and push into the mid, try and get that repositioning really well, but they get a nice pinch with Semantic again. Which I think that they played really well in this game, because they weren't afraid to be aggressive in some matters, and then again they always double team with the lanes, which is why they got a majority of control this time. I've really struggled to regain control just because there was always a Jackie there was always a Brock just sitting there at the same time. So I mean, in this game I didn't really play too well. They definitely played the better in this. Tom nearly actually picking off Twisted there, so really well played from Tom. And now chasing down a countdown. Not really, it's going to be so hard to get the gems out of there if you haven't got like a gene or something to like pull them out. But now I do manage to get a really nice snipe there, but there's near enough no way to get them gems out of spawn unless we just keep killing them over and over again, to the fact that we can now have the equal amount of gems in the mid. But we're going to have to do that 4 or 5 times over and over. But now Samantha trying to get a pull on him. I actually get a pull on Twisty. I do jump in, and I didn't actually realise Brock had super, but I think there was just basically no way for us to win that one. So do lose the first game in the first set. Alright, so hopping into the next game. So we actually brought out this comp. We've literally not used this comp for about a month now, but we had a feeling they'll stick with the Jackies. So using the Poco and the Rosa against this kind of composition, you're just not going to be able to pick up a loss in this one. We just completely hard countered them, which is good on our side of things. We tend not to try and bring out too many different ideas in scrims, just so we keep them secret for the actual events when we're going to play. But yeah, so normally this kind of, especially in this map, it's really rock paper scissors based. So normally the like generic comp is the Piper, Brock, B, and then maybe instead of a B, a Mr. P or a Jackie in this sense. So we both went Jackie first game, and now they stuck with the Jackie again. So as I said, Rosa is just so good on this map. As long as you're not facing like a B, you're even good against a B, but we tend not to go it. We tend to keep it as a surprise pick. But at the minute, I'm just in their spawn constant. We're not going to be able to do anything. As long as I'm keeping the aggro up, I'm always going to be getting heals from Tom, and they just can't deal enough damage. There's just no way on earth. And I think Twisty is using ambush as well. Maybe if he had the snappy stop, I'm not 100% on that one. But I tend to use that most of the time, snappy sniping, just in case of a comp like this. You don't really see Poco being brought out too much, and that's why we brought it out. Absolutely stomped him in that one. That was just a complete hard counter on our end. I don't think we really could have done too much unless they just got like a team wipe at the beginning and just kept positioning. But we played really well there, keeping the aggro. Let's go into the next one. Okay, into the next game. So it's 1-0 currently in this set, best of 3 every single map. So now we've opted for the Mr. P because we believe that we're going to go B. Pardon the pun there, but I kind of knew they were going to go B just because we played a tankier comp. So Mr. P counters B, and then they brought out the Frank, which is probably too much of a hard counter. They just tried to hard counter us ridiculously too much. But the thing is, especially when we're facing Codemagic, they're one of the teams that like to constantly try and out counter us in a sense, because that's kind of how the meta works. It's kind of rock paper scissors. It's more of a mind game kind of thing. So we knew that they were going to try and counter that comp, so we had to switch. And that's one thing we try and do a lot of the times. Tom going down to some there. And at the moment we've got full control. Curse can't really do it too much just because I'm constantly getting a pinch on. I'll try and get a snipe on somebody. Actually noticed me do that really well. So now we've got positioning, which is a bit worrying, but just trying to take down the Frank. Do break that wall just because it's kind of hard when B's in that position. I can't destroy that B, but I think that was a really clutch kill on the Sun. And now Tom's able to go up the map, and now we're able to pinch this Frank. Curse was struggling really hard against Mr. P. Semantic just using the walls really well. Curse just can't get any value. It's really hard for him to do anything with Frank, especially when he's facing this kind of comp. But Tom with a nice kill, getting the gems, and now countdowns began. So another kind of outsmart on our side of things. I think they tried to hard counter too much. It's okay just bringing out the B to try and counter that comp, but I think bringing out the double hard counter is just probably too much, probably too risky inside of their thing. So able to pick up the win in that one. Let's go into the next one. Alright, into the next game. So we decided to go with Mr. P to try and counter the B. In their scrims a lot, they like the kind of Piper, Brock, B comp. So we went with Mr. P, but Mr. P's not actually used too much on this map, but I actually do like playing him. The Pam is a good pick for them. We didn't really think they'd go Pam, but I mean, I could just stand against the wall the entire time. I know I can shoot at the walls, but 4 players going down at the same time now, that's kind of insane. So it's just a Tom and Sun 1v1. I remember saying to Tom, don't let him get into our faces, and he's doing a good job to keep him back so far, so well played there. Just kind of regaining control. I've got my super now, so as long as I'm constantly rebuilding my super back up, my aim for this game is to try and get our super as aggressive as possible, try and get him to waste shots. Semantic breaks up their side, so really well played from him. And at the minute, a bit of a stalemate. This map, like Hard Rock Mine, I used to like this. I do like these maps on ladder, but in terms of competitive, it's kind of like a stalemate. It's a lot. It's really skilled matchup at the same time, just because of how important this game is. A lot of teams just tend to go really passive, but that's a nice super from Tom. Probably a bit too aggressive from Twisty, but it did get wall breaks, so it didn't really matter too much. And now at a minute, just kind of feeling it out. No teams really want to go for that goal, but as I said, it's really hard for this map. You need to get like a full team wipe to score on, and now we probably should have gone aggressive here. Maybe would have got the goal, but the kind of thing is when the whole team goes down, it's going to be hard to then regain control just because they're going to have all the pressure. It's all about pressure on this map. If you it's kind of got like 3 periods where you go from your own spawn to the mid and then to their kind of spawn, and especially when the team's in your spawn, it's going to be hard for you to break out. But again, 2 minutes gone already, and literally like nothing's happened. It's just constantly trading of kills, but we do manage to get the Pam turret down there. And again, we're just waiting for Twisty to respawn, just because there's no point going all in. You've just got to work your way around and hopefully get a team wipe and then go and score. But nice snipe from Semantic again. Semantic playing really well on the Piper, does manage to go down, and now we're in a really good position again. They're all low, Brock low. I don't know why we didn't go in here. We should have gone in and committed, because SpenLC was literally 1 shot. We would have probably scored there, which is a bit annoying, but anyway, we're in a 2v1 situation again, and here we kind of choked the goal. I think Tom maybe could have squeezed it in down the left, or I don't even know. It was kind of a hard situation. I knew what he was trying to do. He could have either done 2 things. I'm not sure if the second one would have worked, but anyway, regardless, still in a good position. And now it's overtime. They have the pan turret, so going to be kind of hard. A dodge to some SpenLC shots. Semantic with a nice snipe, and he does actually jump in here after going really low and nearly gets one of the best goals I've ever seen. Stuns him and then somehow nearly sneaks that in. I don't know if that was the best choice. I know that would have been a really good goal. I just don't think he would have made it unless he actually had time to kind of run further towards. But do get taken down there, and they have got the counter attack. So I'm not too sure what Semantic could have done. That was an absolutely godly Piper jump. He could have scored a great goal, or he could have maybe waited. I know he's low HP, so he kind of would have died anyway, but then they go for the super pass. We managed to get him down, and then I do survive 100 HP. I'm dodging all my shots. I do get Mr. P turret as well, but they only just survive on 308 HP, so really clutch goal from them guys. So that now we outsmarted them again. They don't normally go to Poco double tank, but we just kind of had that feeling, especially when we go Mr. P. They saw that opportunity and thought, you know what counters out the most? It's Poco at double tank comp. So we brought out the B. This is a normal comp that most people go in scrims. It's the best comp on this map. It's the B Piper Brock, and B just completely hard counters us. So the objective for it is, it's not to get an early goal. It's not for us to and constantly dominate. We just want to break the map up. Every single wall we just want to break up as soon as possible. With Tom and Semantic, we're going to be building up their supers over and over again. So literally any piece of rule, you don't really need to get the most value, you just need to break it. So then it allows for me to absolutely wreak havoc on them. Just because with B, as soon as you get your super, you can just chain over and over again, and we're not going to be able to do anything. Here I'm going to get pinched. It's a nice super from SpenLC, and then somehow they choke this goal. No idea how. I don't even know what happened then. I thought Curse probably thought that Semantic was going to knock him, so he tried to pass and bait it out. Tom nearly there, as you see, literally on the line. That was the finest margins. That would have been an amazing goal from Tom. But anyway, we've got position again, and as I said, we just need to break this map up. And now, not really too much to talk about. They're just respawning. It's still, we know we've got the best matchup possible. And as long as we're playing in position, just working our way down, just killing them over and over again. Twisty's dodging my shots here though, and they're actually pushing really well, but managed to get Cursed down here, and then Twisty down as well. Really good chance here. I actually pass it off to Tom with a good opportunity, and he's able to super that in. Don't actually know why he shot down the left. I think he probably didn't see where Jackie was spawning, but still getting the goal anyway. Don't think it mattered regardless. So really nice pass up from me and a nice goal from Tom. So 40 seconds left. Not really too much the enemy team can do unless I get a really good pinch on. But I'm trying to get Poco down there, but I probably shouldn't have focused on Poco. I remember someone saying in VC to focus him, but I think the kind of strategy that we should have gone for is I go for literally every single brawler that I see that's inside my face, then probably Brock focus on the Poco and Piper just focus on the others. But it still works out the same amount. And still managing to defend really well. So 20 seconds left, not really too much I can do. Twisty's doing a good job at dodging me. It's kind of hard unless I get into like auto aim range, especially with a BB with shield. And now I have super able to chain that, and now that's basically GG. Not much they can do on our side of things. Tom actually passes off to Curse there, but they had a couple of chances to score there, kind of choked on their side of things. We had a good matchup. Didn't really play it too well just because I was constantly respawning and playing that well, but managed to pick up the win anyway. Let's go into the next. Okay, so 1-1 in this set. It's set 2, so if we win this, we're 2 sets up, but I only need to win 1 more. So in a really good position here, and now we switch back to the Pam. So I think I should have gone against the Pam just because it's easier matchup. This Pam can actually just run up against Tom, just because Tom just doesn't have the DPS to deal with it. Especially, you just need to hit like all of his shots, and that's a really nice pinch from Curse. I managed to get a 3k shot on him though. Managed to take him down at Curse. Semantic actually manages to get him as well. Didn't realise that. I think Curse just healed up in time, but now SpenLC's in our spawn. Trying to get him out of his position. He's playing really well. Managing to dodge like all 3 of us shooting at him. So well played to SpenLC there. Twisty with a nice snipe on Semantic. And Twisty actually jumping up there. I don't even know why he jumped up. That was a bit uncalled for. I don't know. I don't think like one Brock rocket was going to shoot him there. But got my super here. I'm against the Pam now. So that's a more optimal matchup. As long as you don't have super. Going to pass that up. And now Semantic going down to Twisty. It was a really even matchup. Twisty and Semantic are really good pipers. Some of the best in the world, so I'm going to get Pam at down here. He goes back into the final, that's him at down. It's 1 minute left. This map is just basically a stalemate. It's always down to like one good opportunity, and if you're able to take it. So I get a nice slow off on Twisty there. We're able to kill him, and then I've got my 3k, able to chain that onto Pam, and now we can move up. We've got a nice kill there, and then on the kill on the Pam there, and managing to score, so really well from us. I think that all came from the slow on Twisty, able to take him down, and when I'm that far pushed up, we can then take advantage of that and punish them and score like we did. But nice kill from Tom to kill SpenLC there, then another kill on Twisty, and able to kill Curse. Semantic should have maybe just passed that to Tom, and then we could have scored, or just waited literally half a second, would have been able to score, but it didn't really matter. Managed to pick up the win, so 2-0 up in sets, looking really good at the moment. Let's go into the next set. Alright, so next set is some assembly required. So this map used to be really dominated by the likes of Daryl and Spike and whatnot, but as time has gone on, as the kind of competitive meta in Siege has changed a bit, just because of the one important change that you can't tank the Siege bot when you're invincible now, so it's definitely switched to the meta. That's why Daryl used to be like probably the best Siege brawler, and that's why Prima was so good, because he countered Daryl. But now this comes probably best because Gene counters his Spike, and so does the Barley. So this is the kind of comp that everyone tends to want to run on this map. But regardless, talking about compositions, we do have such a bad start. It's all down to the kind of Gene and BB matchup. Whoever comes off victorious in that is going to be winning the first Siege bot. So kind of the first and second are really important. They're able to keep control really well. And Tom trying to get BB down. And I think this is where we went wrong. Normally, we always go with Jean and BB. I don't think I actually called this out. I should have called out for Semantic to come towards me. I do miss a pull as well. That's going to come back and bite us, just because if we would have killed that, Barley would have had much better control. We would have got that bolt down the left-hand side as well. But literally, all of us going down now in really tough spot here. We're just not playing well. We've definitely been outplayed inside of this one, but they have this a bot. We can still get the last as long as we defend really well. Nice pull from Cursed, but it didn't really matter too much. Jean on defense isn't going to matter the most. Semantic actually going down there, which I think we should have gotten the siege bot a lot earlier. So literally we've done no damage to the siege bot and it's already in our zone, 60%, and it's already down. But with a nice defense, that's going to get a lot of damage though. I think the main point to take from that, I think I got pulled, which kind of cost us, and then Semantic going up and dying as well. I think we should have either tried to collectively pinch and kill someone, or just go straight on that siege bot, because that siege bot, as I said, literally had near enough full HP going into our zone, which kind of cost us. So that's going to be another loss, losing the first map inside of the 3 sets. Right, into the second game of Siege. So currently 1-0 down. Again, a very familiar position from us. We tend to just go 1-0 down for whatever reason. I don't even know why, to be honest, but just playing really bad inside the first game, but managed to get the first bolt that time. That kind of is an indication of what was to come for this game, but Curse managing a nice pull on me again. He's always able to get the first pull off. I think I need to work on that a bit more. They're a really good team, so normally it's kind of easier to build up your super against the worst team, but these are a really good team. Curse a good Jean for sure, but I do manage to get a really clutch pull. It does bank that bolt, which is going to be really well good for them. I tried to get that bolt off him, but he just banks it in time. Now Semantic going ham, killing them both, but the objective for this one is going to get the optimal spot to get the most damage on the Ike there. It's literally perfect there. So Semantic is definitely underrated. He knows like the perfect ways to play different brawlers. I waste pull again, which I think is just pure panic on our side of things. I mean, I played a good Jean inside of both games against SK and Codemagic, but I think inside of this one, I do get actually a clutch up then. Getting that bolt, I believe. Now, do we get the BB there? No, we actually don't. So actually falling back, I think this is going to be a round for them. Is it going to be a round for us? Yeah, it's going to be a round for us. Just trying to remember them. But actually get a nice pull on the BB. Get 1 bolt for the next round. I think we've got 2. No, we've got only 1. So they're going to be getting a good defense again. So well played from them. 50% are down already. We're just looking to gain control. We don't really want to go in. Tom actually going down there. I thought in that moment, I thought we were going to lose just because... but Tom going down, really important for all of us to stay alive in that moment. But Semantic going into town, Jean 1 shot there, but I managed to get a bolt. I think I do go aggressive for this one, but don't manage to get it. I do go for Twisty. It was just desperation time, so just trying to pull him and get as much damage as possible. Didn't really need to do it, but I'm only 1 shot from super again. So now at the moment, my focus is going to be to get that Barley down. Barley is the main damage dealer. As long as you're getting him down, you're going to be able to get a good defense. But get a pull onto Curse, so managed to take him down, I think. Yeah, nice. I managed to take him down. And then a pull onto Barley. So literally a perfect defense for that. If we didn't get either of them, we 100% would have lost that one. But going into it, only Twisty alive on the attack. We're not going to be able to do anything in the form of offense. So it's literally a perfect attack from us. We managed to get down their main damage dealer Barley, which is the thing you want to do in Siege. That's going to be a win for us. Let's go into the next game. Okay guys, so moving into the last game of this set. For some reason this game isn't available in my battle log, don't know why, but having to watch it from the YouTube stream. But in a minute, they did get a better matchup again with the BB Jean. I definitely need to work on that. I think me and Semantic didn't really play too well in the early games, just because the first siege bot is really, really important. The BB and Jean combination, you've got to win that, else you're going to be losing that first round for sure. But definitely well played from Curse. He did play really well on that Jean. Probably the best player on their team at the minute. He's playing it really, really well. But Tom with a nice slow on the bot. I'm trying to get the BB down, but I don't know what I'm really doing. Kind of just feeding the super, but I'm a little bit like stuck on what to do on defense with Jean, especially on this map, because normally you used to have like a Daryl or something like that. It's kind of hard to defend. Especially, but Tom getting pulled there, kind of unfortunate. Really couldn't do with that pull, just because Barley's one of the main reasons why you're going to get a lot of damage. I'm able to push up, but Semantic with a nice hit back, I'm able to pull him and get an easy kill. Now Cursed pushed up a bit too much, so we're able to finish him off. And now they have a really good siege bot for the next round, but we have got quite a few bolts for next. I think we've got 4 there, so it's going to be good for us in the final round as long as we defend this one okay. So I pull Twisty towards me. I don't know really why he did pop his gadget. He's able to heal up again. So in this moment, I'm just letting Barley defend, and I'm just going to go for Twisty and going to go for Barley again. So another clutch kill from me. I think that's the main way you're going to be defending, is being able to pick off them kills and not able for them to do too much damage. As I said before, Barley is the main damage dealer, so you want to be focusing on him first. Able to get a nice pull on Gene there. Tom winning his 1v1 matchup, and then Semantic as well. Twisty on 1 HP. But now we have the final siege bot, so in this moment in a really good position, but the other thing is we need that siege bot to go in fast, and all of them are alive. We're telling, we're all communicating and saying we've got to protect that Barley. We don't want Barley to die because Barley's the main damage dealer. If Barley's going to go down, then we're going to be losing this game for sure because they've got a lot of damage. But then Cursed with an insane pull down that right hand side. He wastes a lot of time. We only got 15 seconds to do damage, which is really unfortunate. So we need to really go in here. We need Barley to start doing damage, but they're just cycling deaths over and over again. No one's on that BB. I probably should have gone on that BB and probably should have gone on Jin there, but I've literally never seen a defense that good in my life. So they've definitely played that really well. That is just insane defense from Cursed, Twisty and Sun. They definitely deserve that one. They played it a lot better than us. As I said, I've not really seen someone do that defense, but I'll take that into consideration. I definitely learned from it, but that's going to be a loss on that set. Let's hop into the next one. Right, into the next game. So it's Tornado Ring V series. I'm literally losing my breath. It's kind of insane. I don't know how everyone else reacted to him because it was just so close. So literally a mirror matchup other than the Nita instead of a Daryl. So in scrims we literally went Daryl every single time. I don't know why we kind of switched it up. I feel like Daryl was definitely better. I think in the next games we'll be using Daryl a lot more, just because once you get that one attack with Daryl, you're going to be getting a lot of damage. You only need to go through once to do that amount of damage, and this comp we're using is all about control. We can't allow for a single brawler to go around, else we're kind of screwed. So, and then everyone's just chip-shotting, trying to get everyone down. And then Curse with a really good roll here is able to take us both down, which is just insane. And then some Bentley going on the safe and then the B as well. As you can see, we all went down and they've just absolutely unloaded on side of our safe. That's literally the worst possible outcome. I didn't actually realise that because that's super there, and I was really weak anyway, so it's able to take me down pretty easily, which is really frustrating. But Tom with a nice kill on the B. We're now down 60%. So such a bad start. It's kind of a common theme throughout this game. We always get a bad start, and then once we get control, we can keep it again. So I think we'll definitely be watching back these games and seeing how we can kind of control the outcome at the start. But Curse with rolling on me again. He's just trying to regain some pressure and just cycling deaths over and over again. A lot of people kind of underrate the value of just recycling the deaths, just because you can use that invincible bubble and just tank the safe. Tom going down there, Spantic going to get Curse down there as well. So in a good position. We've still got time on our hands, a minute left, so definitely don't need to rush things. But Smantic going to get taken out by Twisty there. I think that was a really nice kill from Twisty. I'm just staying alive here in a really bad position just because he can literally one-shot me, so I need to heal up. And then Curse down that side. I'm going to be pinching with Tom. Twisty going down there. I'll get some nice snipes on Curse. Semantic should be able to take him down pretty easily. Manages to take him down. Now we have position. 30 seconds left. We need to get some damage on. And the main damage dealer is going to be Nita with the bear or Spike. So Curse rolling in there. Getting some good pressure off us. We're going to have to heal before we can do any damage really. Semantic going to lose his side to some bandit, which is going to cost us in the end. But Curse, he keeps going in over and over again. He's able to recycle them and respawns really well. But that's going to be a loss on our end. Not really too much we could do. They just had such a good start. If we actually had a good start, we would have been able to keep control and win that game. But that's going to be a loss. Let's go into the next one. Alright, so next game is up. 1-0 down again. So for the fourth set in a row here, we're going to be taking a 1-0 deficit, which definitely, as I said, we need to improve on that because that is just not good enough. But Spike able to push up really well. Semantic kind of doing an okay job with that Darrow. He's still pushing up really well though, but their Spike's just pushing up way better. He's got much more value, but I do take out Twisted there, I do take out Sun, I do go down, but we are able to kill Daryl there, so we're in a good position. As I said, I do go down, so their job just is to keep them all back. Tom doing a good job with Nita. I played really well this game. I'd just like to highlight that Tom played amazing this game. Able to take the Daryl down, Semantic going down as well. I think Cursed with Daryl is kind of a hard matchup facing a Spike and a Nita, but as I said, you only need to go through once, and as long as you're keeping the respawns up over and over again, you're keeping the aggression, you're going to be having a good time. Curse just rolling in there. He's going to get taken down pretty quickly. But as I said, he's still getting us all down low. He's playing a really good Daryl at the minute. We'll get a nice snipe on SpenLC there. And Twisty as B, I can just ignore him. Semantic actually gets a shot on him, so I'm able to take him out in one shot. I didn't actually see Curse there, which is just annoyed me so much because I used my super to scout and it literally just missed him and none of us knew where he was. So it was just so clutch because he was able to sneak up and take me out, but we're able to regain position really well anyway. Minute left, there's literally 4% done on either save, so this map is all about positioning. We actually tried Gale out on this map a few times to decent success rate, but didn't really want to put it off. Gale's just really not good in this map, especially against an aggressive comp, because if you lose position with Gale once, it's basically GG because it's so hard to regain that position. But Tom playing an amazing lead today. I remember calling back for Semantic to come back because if I was to die, Semantic could unleash about 50% on that save, so we needed to get him down. There was just no way we were able to win if I go down there. So Tom again cycling his bears over and over again, so playing really, really well. Definitely well played for Tom. I think he kind of carried us in this one, but at a minute 20 seconds left, there's literally nothing they can do. We've got Morpin back. We've got Nita Bear again, just going into town. So able to pick up the win in that one. I think the main reason why we won that one is just because we had a much better start. We didn't allow the Daryl to push up against us, so we're able to pick up the win inside of that one. So 1-1 currently. We're actually at match point again. So we've already had one match point before again, so I got the second match point. Alright, so into the final game of this set. So they have gone for the mirror matchup, which to be fair, we've not actually scrimmed it too much against this kind of comp. So normally, as I said, we normally go for Daryl and other teams go for Daryl as well. So a bit weird on this side of things. I see that literally there's not been a single Ems played yet, just because B counters Ems really well, and the meta's kind of developed to the brawlers that counter Ems really well, so you can't really go Ems too many times. That's probably why people are wondering why isn't like the first and second best brawlers, second and third best brawlers in the game not being used. It's just because the meta's kind of, especially in competitive, it's developed to the fact that Ems isn't really that good. So I don't even know whether teams will just ban Ems in the future, because Ems really isn't that good inside of the competitive meta. She's like the best ladder brawler, but not inside this one. But they're able to get the early pressure again, which is really annoying. It's kind of a thing we've struggled on. They're just able to pressure us up. But I think it's me going down. They just managed to then cycle it over again. I tank a shot, and then that's a nice tank from Twisty. But Cursed and Tom going at it here. I somehow managed to miss Cursed multiple times. I do land a 3k, and he just survives on 200 HP, which is gonna come back to bite us, because if we get the kill where Tom's able to push up and we're able to get control much quicker. But I'm going to get Twisty down. At the minute, I'm kind of outplaying Twisty on the B. He is a really good player, but at the minute, I'm actually winning my matchup, which is really well there. So I do go for the stun there. And I don't even know where my 3k went. Actually, no, it manages to get someone's going to say I don't even know how, but I managed to get both of them down there. So really well played from me, if I don't say so myself. Get a 3k on Curse there as well. Semantic should be able to come down there, but he actually does go down, which is going to be costly for us because Semantic is our main damage dealer. Tom can't just go up on a safe. He hasn't even got bear, so at the minute I can't afford for Spike and B to go down there. Twisty does double stack the lane, which is probably smart on their side of things, because it's one thing you just can't ignore that. Tom goes for the stun, but then Curse retaliation with the need to bear. It's not going to do anything. We've really struggled for Semantic Spike to go up, and that's the main damage dealer. If the Spike can't go up, we're not going to get any damage done. So they're able to outplay us, they're able to bring that back, and there's literally no chance for us to come back into this one, which is really unfortunate. I feel like I played at a good B. I think we just need to learn our Spike matchups a lot more. Their Spike was always in an aggressive position, and we just weren't able to get the pinch off that well. But that's our loss again, so we're actually choking Siege and Heist now, so into the fifth and final set. Alright, so into the second game of this set. We did draw the first one, but this video is going to be so long, I didn't think it'll be too interesting to watch a draw, so going to be taking that one out. It was kind of a bit of a boring game, so using the Poco Frank Brock again. So we actually used this a few times in scrims, but it's more of a surprise pick. We definitely shouldn't have used this the second game. As looking back on this, talking to a few people, I think we just shouldn't have used it, just because the Gene can just keep pulling the Frank over and over again. It's going to be so easy to get them pulls off. Curse with a nice pull on me. I think it's just scouting me, trying to get a easy pull on me. So that's really well played from Curse. And as I said, I just don't think we should have gone Frank again. As a surprise pick, Frank can be good to counter the Jackie, and we knew we were going to go Jackie comp. This is the most generic comp people go, with Gene, Brock and Jackie. But again, Semantic getting pulled, so They can just keep cycling over and over again. I just don't think it's a good comp on our side of things. We needed to get a good start basically to win with this comp. Spencer getting pulled again, and we have just such a heavy lead. But the thing is with Bounty, especially with Poco, it's never over till it's over, because you can just pinch them back into their spawn and get them all down. But Semantic going to be using super to break that up. He probably should have held that, but now all of them are in the spawn again. He actually mistimed his gadget, so they're able to get another kill on him. So 50 seconds left in a really bad spot, 9 stars down. But I mean, if we get a full team wipe, which is fully capable with this comp, we're able to come back. And then now 40 seconds left, Semantic gets pulled again. I do manage to save him somehow. I have no idea how. That Poco healing's just insane. Able to keep him alive there. So 30 seconds left. We're just trying to buy our time. We don't want any more deaths at all. We're trying to work on the pinch with Twisty. And actually watching this one back, I should have probably just healed Semantic so he could go up and tank for me. But Gene able to get a nice pull on me. Cursed, I've got to say, played really well in this game. He was constantly looking to pull me and Semantic, the really easy pull options. So I mean, if we go to this comp again, I at least know where I've gone wrong. It's definitely important to look back on these games and look where you went wrong. But Twisty having a good time BMing there. I didn't really mind too much. They did completely outplay us in that one. But yes, so the comp just not going to be the best in that one. So second game of this set. So that is now 5 sets in a row where we're going to be losing in the first map of that set. So I mean, we'll never do ourselves justice, because the first one's the most important one, because then you've got 2 games to make an error. So we definitely need to work on that. But now we've actually gone for the mirror matchup. Twisty going to aggro there, and Semantic catches him out. So well played from Twisty here. I think the main error was me peeking out, and then Brock actually gets a shot on me. He's able to break that up, so that is really bad play from my part. I could have easily just stayed back and just chip shotted my super from a distance, but they're able to break that wall, so then now going to be pushing up. The thing about us on this map, I hate this map. It's one of the worst maps inside of a map pool at the minute. I hope they remove this one for sure. But the main thing about this is that we have to constantly fall back because of the gene pool. So it's kind of risky for us to really stay there. But Kurt's going to go for the pool there, but a nice few snipes from Tom. We're able to super, but Tom actually going to get pulled there. So I mean, still a minute left on the clock. There's not really a lot of panic inside of our comms here. We know there's a lot of time. We can push up slowly. Semantic going to use the super there. I don't know if that was the best bet. I mean, it did actually buy us a bit of time. Gene missing a pull there, but I do get a clutch pull on some Bentley there. I knew he was out of position. I knew I was in range there. So Tom with a wasted Brock super. Probably should have waited until all of them were live, so we could, especially when we pin back, we've got to use that for a lot of breathing space. But some Bentley again with super is going to be super in the walls down, only able to connect with 1 rocket on me. So at a minute, up by 1 star, 20 seconds left. This is just as intense as it gets in a minute. I mean, just comms were just everywhere. We were just constantly just screaming and stuff. And then Tom gonna get pulled here. I pull Twisty, knock him back again because I didn't want to die, and then able to get that clutch kill there. So that was just so insane. I don't even know how none of us died here. Literally everyone getting shot at. Semantic getting pulled there. I don't even know what was happening there. That was just I feel so sorry for the commentators trying to commentate on that, because that was just insane. I don't know how we managed to pull out the win in that one, but that was really clutch. Kind of got lucky in that one. So it's going to go down to the final set. Let's see how it ends. Alright, into the final game of the final set. This series couldn't go any closer. 2 good teams facing off against each other. 2 of the best teams in the world at the moment. So if I don't say so myself. And then Semantic going really aggro here. We do get the worst start. I think we needed to Jackie's super gadget to get that first one. But then Semantic getting pulled, but he's able to get 2 kills there. I think Twisty should have stuck closer to the Gene, so Semantic wasn't able to get out. But Semantic literally surviving on 100 HP. Kind of insane. But at the minute, we literally have the lead. We have full control, and we just get pushed back so easily. I probably should have pulled Twisty here. Tom shouldn't have gone down that left-hand lane, I think. If he would have stuck by me and Semantic, could have got a nice pull on. But now we've already lost control. This is a really bad position to be in. Already a minute left, and they've got us pinned back in our spawn. I think it's because there's just so much at stake. We tend to go a lot more safer, and that's kind of the theme that I see a lot in competitive. And on a normal game, we probably would have just held that, gone into the mid, and probably got a pull and then cycled over and over again. But because we're 1 minute on the clock, got a lot of time, but they've already got us pinned back into the spawn. A really bad position to be in, because there's not much room we have to move away from a gene pool. So somebody actually nearly managed to catch me out. Tom getting pulled, not the end of the world, still up by 1 star a minute. 45 seconds left, and I do go for a gene pool here. I see that they're in that bush, and I try to snag Twisty there. Probably half a second too late. I should have just done that. I kind of hesitated. I was a bit hesitant, like, should I keep the gene pool towards the end, which I should have in the end, or should I just go for it? I should have just gone for it straight away, but Semantic, I think this was the main error on side of our things, and then Sun with a nice super. I remember in VC, I remember Semantic saying he's going to tank that, but I think the kind of choice there was just to try and dodge it, try and spread out a bit more. We just all clumped up in the same position. Semantic shouldn't have, definitely shouldn't have tanked that for sure, just because he had all the gems. But Curse been in there. He's really excited. He's managed to win against us, and fair play to them. They played really well. Curse played by far the best. He should have been star player. For sure, he played unbelievable, but that's going to be a loss. Super close games there. Okay guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Some really intense games. I'm literally out of breath talking about them, but really for the past few hours, just been looking back on the games, reflecting on things, a bit frustrated on my side of things, a bit down in the dumps at the minute. But I mean, we did play well. We just choked so many times, which really frustrated me because we had it in the bag. If we would have won that one, we literally would have been level on points with SK near enough. So I mean, we're in a really good position. All we have to do at the minute is just qualify for every single one. In the qualifiers, it's going to be like the top 4 teams facing off for the semi-finals, and then the third place playoff. So as long as we keep beating SK, qualifying, we're going to be making it to Worlds. So we're in a really good position. We're one of the best teams in the world in a minute, so definitely big props to my teammates, Tom and Semantic. They played amazing. And then Kano, our coach, definitely best coach inside Brawl Stars by far. He does everything beyond and more for us, so definitely give them some love in the comment section below. Give them all the love possible, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So I mean, it's getting a bit emotional now at a minute, but just really frustrating my side of things. I just thought we could have won that one. So that's going to be the end of today's video. I'll show the games between SK and us tomorrow, but wanted to get this one out. These games were just intense. But thank you guys for watching as always. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.